5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now, I think everyone knows Mario. We don't need to explain Mario. But speedrunning it, there's some finesse to it. And then if you really want to get crazy and really go for the record, you have to do some really insane stuff. So there's plenty to talk about. I'm gonna throw it over to Nick J. What should people know about this speedrun?
Well, for one thing, the hitboxes in this game are pretty bad. So you can see in 1-2, about halfway through, that they'll be kind of abusing that, where they will jump on the lips of pipes and very clearly touch the piranha plant, but it won't actually kill them. In 4-1, it also that gets showed off very clearly. A lot of this game is very precision-based jumping. Blubbler here is using the fire strats, so he's going to be killing everything with fire and going through with that. I think Darbian's going to be doing world record strats.
Not quite.
Not quite. For those of you that don't know, Darbian holds the world record for this game at 457.627, with taking the record from Blubbler about 2 weeks ago, actually, who held it at 457.69. So their PBs are 4 frames in difference, which should make for a very exciting race. 4-2 here. This level, you're going to see a little trick here. So you're going to see a wrong warp where you'll see Darbian is going to brush up against these blocks here and try and push himself to the far right side of the screen. And this will trick the game into thinking that it is using the vine instead of the pipe. So it kind of swaps the two loading zones, because the game only can have one loading zone in memory at a time, and pushing Mario to the right side of the screen tricks the game into doing that. Now 8-1 here it's very, very execution heavy. You're gonna see a few pipe jumps.
Only one.
Only one?
This is where I'm starting to take things safe.
Yeah. You can see here,
So, Nick J, why do you think that Blubbler went for firepower strats? Because in the All-Stars version, as we know, the hitbox on the piranha plants are that much more unforgiving. So why do you think these two have gone for 2 different strats here? Any thoughts on that?
Blubbler's probably doing this for the sake of consistency. While it is quite easy to die as Small Mario in this game, Blubbler's probably doing this for the sake of consistency. As you can see, Darbian grabbing a mushroom as I'm saying this, just for safety, hoping nothing goes wrong. See Darbian.
It was worth a try.
It was indeed worth a try. Very close. How that glitch works is you need to time a jump correctly so that you kind of enter the block where the flagpole is, and the bullet bill needs to be in the correct spot, so when you land on it, it will kind of push Mario so it touches the flagpole while inside the block, and then the game will eject Mario to the left, and it'll trigger the walk into the castle scene quicker. And it ends up saving 0.7 seconds if done properly. You can see both of the runners here slow down on purpose to avoid fireworks. Getting a 243 on the timer will trigger fireworks, so they slow down intentionally to get a 242.
It had the added effect of making it a super close race.
Indeed, yeah. We'll see how this turns out.
Alright, super close race here, heading into 8-4, about neck and neck.
Darbian got the 1 pixel.
The wall jump. the wall jump is a 1-frame jump where you have to land on the 16th pixel of a vertical surface, being the pipe, and then you have the 1 frame to actually jump off of the wall. So it's a very precise trick.
Also,
here
you
as-
see. Go ahead.
See here as they
Fine.
finish it up.
Blubbler, GG.
How close? I didn't know how close it was. Otherwise, I would have tried to jump through the hammers.
It was pretty close. I think jumping through the hammers probably would have taken it by a little bit. Maybe,
I
maybe
meant-
not.
But it
I
could have
meant
been a
to check-
tie.
Yeah, it could have been a tie, definitely. That was
See,
a very
Blubbler-
close race.
Blubbler knows the water strats for. Was he still big when he was in the water?
He lost flyer power in 8-3.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know how to play the water section very quickly. Not as small Mario. So I had actually debated intentionally getting hit prior to that. I wanted to ensure that I at least finished.
So yeah, Super Mario Brothers.
Great race, guys.
Change my grip on the controller just to get the potion jump because you're holding B and pressing A, then you're holding A and pressing B, and it's not an easy game. So to blow us all away with a run like that is super amazing. I think chat is they already know exactly how awesome that run was. They're still talking about it.
All right, well, I believe we're starting Lost Levels now. Well, so this game's physics is relatively similar to SMB1. There's not much change with Mario's physics. You can play as Luigi in this game, which, Luigi, he can jump higher, but his controls are plagued with what I call constant ice physics. He accelerates slower and he decelerates slower. He's pretty.
I believe Mario is slightly faster than Luigi too, as far as running speed is concerned.
Their max running speed is actually the same, but since Luigi's acceleration is in fact slower, Blubbler nailing the wall jump there, casually. Since Luigi's running acceleration is actually slower, it kind of pretty much ends up being slower, since Mario is easier to maneuver with.
I know the routes are slightly different too. When I played as Luigi versus Mario, I definitely noticed I was able to do more things with Luigi that I couldn't with Mario.
Yes, some people can say that the playing as Luigi will make it easier because there are some jumps that Luigi can make that Mario cannot, and for most people, it's basically just preference here. Blubbler's actually going to get fireworks here. Fireworks in this game is actually how it's determined is very different from SMB1. It's the last digit of the coin count and the last digit of the timer. If they match when you touch the flagpole, then you'll get fireworks. If that number just so happens to be odd, then 3 fireworks happen. If it's even, then he gets 6. So, fortunately, he got 3 there. It's not too big of a time loss.
I know with 4-3, there's a ton of precise jumps. You're going to see that there's much thought and timing that has to be put into these, whereas Luigi, you have a bigger window for error than with Mario. So these jumps that Blubbler is currently doing, there's no way to easily do them, for sure.
He's backing off there for safety. That Bullet Bill can easily troll you by just shooting at the right, just like the very precise elevation can, if you're not careful, can kill you very easily. Now, 4-4 is a very trolly level, especially because a lot of RNG is involved with it, especially towards the end. About right here, it's relatively simple. And then about right here is where most of the RNG elements come into play with Bowser's Fireballs and Potaboos. As you can see, slowing down for protection there. Now, one notable difference between this game and SMB1 is the fact that they changed the mechanics on how you land on enemies. So, when you land on enemies in this game, you actually get more height off of them. So, in 5.1, there's a way to abuse this. There's a very big wall at the end of 5.1 that's usually meant to get there. That's actually meant to get there via hidden coin blocks. But you can simply get around that by abusing the mechanics of the
You're talking about the Koopa, right? You're talking about the
Yeah.
wall jump at the end of 5.1. So what you're trying to say is, instead of Mario jumping on top of the Koopa, he actually has to almost use the Koopa as a ramp. It's like this really awkward ramp to get up to the top, and the timing's really precise on that.
Indeed.
And what happened in 5.1 there? Well, hang on. Let's see if he gets his jump first, and then I'll... There we go! Perfect.
Slams that Koopa right in the face.
But one of the instances in 5.1 where Blubbler got trapped between those pipes, that's one of those instances where Luigi's jump is much greater than that of Mario. So he can just do a jump off the bullet bill and go directly across the top, whereas Mario has to deal with those piranha plants.
Now, 5.2 is similar to SMB1's 4.2. There is a wrong warp in this level, and it's a bit more complicated in this game than it is in SMB1. Most of those brushing up against the stuff is obviously intentional. It's kind of a setup here where he will go. Oh, I think he must have scrolled the screen a bit too far and made the. If you scroll the screen too far there, it makes the warp actually impossible. Because what is intended to happen is you can go to the left side of that upside down pipe and go through it, actually, and then just go down the upside down pipe. It's quite a awesome trick to see it happen, but unfortunately, there was too much screen scroll.
So Nick J, do you think 8.1 is one of the toughest stages in the run? I know a lot of the other runners of Lost Levels always say 8.1, I don't want to play that level. I mean, Blubbler just soared through it, but what is your take on 8.1 real quick?
Yeah, it's RNG. It's an RNG fest. The Hammer Brothers after the very long gap jump can easily troll you just by being in the wrong position and their hammers going everywhere. Here in 8.2, just casually going through 8.2.
Now, it is important to mention that on the Famicom version, we're not going to be doing the letter levels for this particular any percent run, because how many times do you have to beat this game, I believe, to get the letter levels? It's some ridiculous amount of times, Nick J, for the Famicom version.
8.
8 times. Oof.
Yes, I see that. I was seeing that question a bit in chat. This run will end at 8.4. It will not go into the letter worlds. 8.4 has this very, very trolly beginning. There's some stairs here, and he's gonna try and jump off the stairs, and he gets it. That beginning is actually very, ooh. As I was saying, the beginning is actually very, very trolly. I think he's gonna take it very safe here because he has 1 life, and he would not want to lose it here.
That's another jump Luigi can make, by the way, at the beginning of 8-4. Comes in handy. Alright, now time for one of my least favorite parts, the reverse L jump. Beautiful. Very nice. Those piranha plants can come out at any time, even if Mario is about to step on them, so nice timing there.
The
Alright,
out-of-water squids was a nice touch.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Goes for the power-up. Good idea.
Here's a cool little trick in the Famicom version. Just watch this right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
You can just clip right into that. Oh my goodness.
Must have eaten his jump input.
Yeah.
That happens a lot on this game.
That's okay, we get to see more Mario.
Indeed, get to
Those World 8 skills.
like right there, 8-1. Those Hammer Brothers are complete like RNG. There's not really much you can do about it. It's just stick to one pattern and then hope it works. Or stick to one strategy through that level and just hope it works. And sometimes it really does not.
The RNG nightmare is also echoed in D1, where you have to do a certain buffer jump to even have a chance against the Hammer Brothers. There you go, nice recovery.
So yeah, as showcased just by the level layout and everything, this game is extremely unforgiving. This is not an easy game by any means.
Alright, no problem with A2. I actually think 8-3 in Lost Levels is easier than it is in Super Mario Bros. 1, just because the Hammer Brothers are a bit easier to predict in those levels.
Yeah, there's dreaded Hammer Brothers. The Hammer Brothers in this game, as they appear on screen, most of the time what they'll do is, as soon as they appear on screen, they'll do a jump and then throw a hammer as they're in the air. So it's somewhat quite easy to predict because they usually just jump as soon as they appear on screen.
Okay, that was a pretty smooth 8-3 for Blubbler as well. He'll get it this time. Ooh, gets the jump at the beginning of 8-4. Has to be more precise with Mario.
He's going to absolutely nail it this time. I can feel it.
Mm-hmm. Already a great start, for sure. Eight 4 is a lovely showcase of how weird the hitboxes can be in this game, for sure. No clip this time. Well, they're saying I'm not messing around.
Well, he was Big Mario last time, right?
Yeah, but he missed the power-up.
Yeah, he decided not to get the power up this time. And that
There
was
you
the time
go.
right there. And that's, so that's Lost Levels.
Guys, give props to Blubbler. You know, it's really difficult to play through World 8 once, but to do it again and do it during a marathon run and not go on tilt, he deserves some mega credit for that. Give him some love. Please follow this runner. He's amazing at this game.
After winning the Super Mario 1 race.
Yeah, especially right now where he is. It's 2 minutes to like 7 a.m. where he is right now, so probably waking up right in the morning and then doing a speed run. Probably not the best recipe, but put on a good show nonetheless. Peach is paved.
Indeed.
All right, thank you so much to Blubbler. You're right. Like that, the death in 8-4, it's just an input eaten. It's not on him, right? And so to start back at 8-1 after something like that and keep your cool and just nail World 8 again was super impressive. Up next, we got Mario 3. Who